Christmas shopping done, and if you haven't, well, you might be in trouble. But if you are buying for kids and you're rushing through the aisles, your choices may be influenced by gendered marketing as you stroll down the toy aisle.
That's right, whether it's trucks and superheroes for boys, dolls and play makeup for girls. What impact do these choices actually have on kids later on in life? Torgeir Arletti is a senior lecturer in marketing at RMIT. He says the stereotyping can be hard to escape.
I think what we do see is that especially the main retailers, they are changing the way the layout of the retail landscape. So it's not like explicitly saying this aisle is for boys, this aisle is for girls, but it's still implicitly done through color coding. So colors play a very major role, and they also place products together. So and there's an aisle with dolls that are clearly for girls, and then maybe another aisle with cars or trucks and stuff like that is clearly for boys.
Torgeir, what do we know about the impact that toy choices can have on a child's development and even what path they choose in life?
Well, toys are crucial for a child's development and for their learning. So when kids play with toys, they often mimic adult play or adult worlds. So this is their sort of the way they step into to become humans. And through these toys and the things that they play with, they are being socialized into what is and what isn't appropriate, perhaps for their gender. So dolls, for example, which is stereotypically for girls, tends to emphasize grooming and caring. If it is the sort of Barbie type style doll, or otherwise if it's the baby style doll, then it's emphasizing nurturing. So instead of putting girls into that role, while for boys with action figures tends to emphasize violence as a core masculine trait, and that has an impact potentially later in life and could have impacts on how children then sees themselves as male or female in the world and what is and isn't appropriate for them.
And this is not to say, of course, that girls shouldn't like pink or dolls and boys shouldn't like blue or superheroes.
Yes, yeah, it's not about trying to ban certain toys and say you shouldn't play with this, you shouldn't play with that because that's bad for you. But children are naturally curious, want to learn new things, they want to explore, they want to experiment with different things. So seeing what they like to play with then gives parents a chance to ask, why do you like this? Why do you like this pink? Or why do you like this blue? Are there other options? So instead of telling them what they should and shouldn't like, this is an opportunity for them to see what they play with and perhaps then influence their self-awareness in the world and also teach them something about gender and stereotypes surrounds this.
And there might be some who say, well, parents can just not buy into those stereotypes, right? Is it that simple?
Well, it is and it isn't, but it's very hard to not buy into something that, a consumption culture that surrounds us everywhere we go. And even though you as a parent may say, oh, I don't buy into that, I don't buy gender stereotypical toys, then there is always that crazy uncle or someone that may buy, or so that's one thing is like that you don't control where the kids or who may or may not buy toys for your child necessarily, and then there is also what the child themselves put on their Christmas wish list, which is often influenced by their peers and what they like to play with, and so again there is that opportunity to have discussions with the child around it, and not panic around it or not put all the burden on the parent, because we live in a society where these stereotypes exist in many different forms and in many different ways, and so it's not up to necessarily the parent to be able to control that whole narrative for their child, and nor should they wish to do so.
And just finally, do you have any tips for parents as they finish off their Christmas shopping or about conversations that they might like to have with their kids?
Yeah, I think it's, as I said, children are curious beings, and seeing and hearing what they prefer and asking them, why do you like that? I have a soon-to-be 8-year-old daughter She used to love pink, now she doesn't like pink anymore. So it's those opportunities to have those conversations and seeing what they want for Christmas, and then asking them those questions about why do you like this, why do you like that, and further, ask if they do like the stereotypical options, then, but you're a girl, could a boy also play with this? Would that also be okay? See what they say. That may surprise you.
As Torgeir Arletti speaking to us earlier, he's from RMIT.
All right, it is time now to talk sport with Daniela.